Welcome to Inspired Conversations. My name is Nkandu Beltz. I'm your host. And today with me, I have Maggie T Phan. Maggie is a traveler. She's also an entrepreneur and a talk show host. And she's also a mother of 3. Can you believe it? Welcome to the show, Maggie.
Thank you so much for having me, Nkandu. It's really good to see you again. It's been a year and you look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Even better than last year.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
What's
You're
your secret?
Amazing. Oh, the secret, I can't tell. Plenty of water and lots of laughter.
Awesome.
Yes,
All right, take that on. Noted.
And you look lovely. I just love your signature look.
Thank you.
It's so empowering.
Thank you. I used to be red and I don't know, I just got sick of red. So I just
why
thought
blue?
I'd go. Again, you know, I just didn't go to blue straight away.
Yeah.
Like I started with red,
yes.
and then I've been told in my life like red is like the max you can go, like it's like, you know, already out there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why not other colors? Why leave all the others of the rainbow out? You know, so I started trying to be a bit bolder and bolder,
yeah.
and it's like a muscle, you know, like, and I've gone blue because I actually try all the other ones already. So I do all different colors now. I do.
Yes.
The only one I haven't done is black, but I bought it already. I just haven't put it on.
No, I think the blue looks really
You reckon?
good. It's really
Okay,
nice.
right.
It's very nice and classy. And yeah, it's just, it oozes confidence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a long time coming.
Oh, wonderful. Well done. So I would like us to start with talking about your radio program.
Yeah.
How did that start and how can people tune in?
So our radio program, I'm doing what you do. So I host other people and interview other people. We have guests coming along. It's called 3 Quirks and a Turk.
Yes.
It's run by myself and another friend. Now we're friends because we started the hosting together. And it's on 89.3 FM. So we're online, on demand, and on air.
Wow.
So it's a local radio show, but you can listen to it globally because it's on air and online and also on demand.
Yeah.
It's called, I think, 2GOF, but yeah, 89fm.com.au. You should be able to see it. But it's just to kind of what we wanted to do was to bring colourful rainbows to people's lives. You know,
Wonderful.
because there's just too many negativity around, and we just want to do something different, and we just wanted to inspire our audience. So we wanted to either entertain them, empower them, or inspire them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how are you doing that? Are they coming in and then you have a set of questions that you ask them, or is
Sure. So I think everybody has their own story, right? So the people that come along, you know, they have where they come from and what they do right now. So they, you know, the last speaker we had was public speaking. You know, like how did she overcome the fear of public speaking, and what's the tips and tricks to become a public speaker? And then the previous guest we had was. He said what do you do? Oh, he told us the secret of selling. So he thinks that everybody's selling, and it's true. You know,
Of course, we're all selling.
We're all
Yes.
selling ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And as our parents, as mother, myself as a mother, I try to sell my kids to eat their vegetables, and it's a very hard sell. So I was very excited to meet him. I was like, how do I get my kids to eat the vegetables, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we're all in a business of sales. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But everyone, like, whenever we think of salesmen, they think of like sleazy and pushy, and you know, but that's because you haven't mastered the skill of influence. You haven't mastered the skill of communication, and that's something that I kind of venture in my way to do, you know, and it's still a progress, but that's something that I pretty much want to dedicate the rest of my life to do, because it's just a powerful skill to have.
Wonderful. So talking about that means stepping out of your comfort zone. And talking about stepping out of your comfort zone, you have a very interesting story. So shall we go a little bit into that? You know, from where you were to where you are right now.
Sure. So you met me last year, right?
I
How
know.
different am I?
Very different.
Yeah, I've been told, like, a lot of people that come up to me and said, like, where's Maggie last year? You know, like, where's Maggie gone? I'm like, she's gone. She doesn't live here anymore. Move on. You know.
Yes.
And it's just really, and then that's when I realized that, you know, we put labels on ourselves, you know, like growing up, everyone just thought like, everyone just told me like, you know, I should be good at certain things, I should not be so good at certain things, and what a woman should look like and what a mum should look like. So then I did all of that, and then I realized I don't like any of that.
So in a nutshell, you were in a box.
Exactly. You know, have you heard of that saying yet? Like we live in a box. Yeah. We travel in a box, we get to a box, we sit in a box, and again, we get out of that box, go into a box, which is our car, go home and sit in front of another box.
It's
right?
true, yeah. And then when we die,
yeah, we go in the box, right? Exactly. And I'm like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what, I don't want to be that. And I mean, if people are happy doing that, that's fine. But I think it's just not for everyone.
So, but what was that journey like for you? Because looking at, where you were last year, even in terms of, just the way you present yourself and to where you are now, how did you move from that point to the next point? What changed?
So that would have been, I would say, it would have started maybe a year ago.
Yes.
when I decided to, decided that this is actually not what I want in my life, because, go through life, I was just, telling myself that story that everyone's just saying, maybe, like when you were unhappy, like I remember when I was unhappy, I said, maybe when I graduated, I get a degree, I'll be happy because that's what society is saying, maybe I need to reach another milestone, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And then when I got that degree and I got that job, I still wasn't very happy. And then maybe I'm gonna get married, I'll be happy, or then maybe when I have kids, I'll be happy, and for me, like, I'm very fortunate because I have both a boy and a girl. So a lot of people come up to me and go, wow, you only have to pop out twice and you have both gender. You should be very happy. I'm actually not really happy, and then when, I think the last straw I had was, we bought a very beautiful house in a very nice suburb, 6-bedroom, and I got promoted, and I felt so empty inside. And I remember sitting in that beautiful house at night crying because there was so much emptiness in my life. And I just had to stop and really look at myself and really be honest with myself and going, am I really happy? What is happiness? Exactly. Why am I always so unhappy? Why do I pretend to be happy? So then when I ventured out and I realized that, I'm like, well, I want to do all these things, but I don't have the confidence. What is confidence? I'm like, I must mean that I can't do it because I don't have the confidence. So then I Google, right? I'm like, how do you build confidence or something like that? Yeah. And with now that I know the universe, when you ask, you shall receive. So I stumbled on this TED talk that talks about how to build your confidence. And pretty much that TED talk is going to say, look back of your part of your life, where do you feel confidence most? And that will be my job, because I've been doing it for 10 years. So of course I'll be confident in it. Of course. So yes. I know, like, another way we're looking at, would you be confident speaking in front of public? Well, no, I wouldn't, because I've never done it before. Or, when you first become a mother, were you confident? No, I wasn't, right? Second time around, they can eat dirt and they'll still be okay, But do you know what I mean? And I'm like, so it's a skill. So anything that's a skill is learnable. All right, I'm going to learn this skill, because I know that without this, it's like the ultimate excuse that everyone gives us, right? That when I be confident, I'll do this. When I'm confident, I'll start my business. When I'm confident, I'll do this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this. And then I knew that it was. I used to put everybody on a pedestal. So because growing up, just my childhood, I was, the way I was treated. So everyone was better than me. So I put myself like. I underestimate myself, but overestimate everyone else. So I put everyone, it's like I really needed to level up, right?
Exactly, balance it out.
Yeah, I need to really level the playing ground. And then what I did was, because I was still in my job, my corporate job, was I knew that the shortest amount of time for me to be in contact with anybody would be in the lift, right? So every day in the lift, when I get out and there was someone in the lift, I would be like, I'll just use that excuse, and I would say hi to them. And I'm like, hello, and I'm back in my phone, right? And then the next night, when I finish my work, and then I'll do this. So every day, no one knows it, but I was practicing. And even, going down to the kitchen, instead of just seeing that person and just kind of look away like everyone does, I'm like, I'll just stop and go, hello. So just really practicing that muscle that every single day that I was doing. And I did that for the whole 1 month. I did that every single day. It doesn't take very long, but it's just being conscious of, you're going to build that muscle, Maggie. You're going to build that muscle, Maggie,
Yeah.
And another thing would be, I remember practicing language, because just being in a job, it's just, you're so used to saying, hello, how are you? They don't really mean it. They just kind of just saying it, right? Just a conversation.
Yes.
And I'm like, straight away, and I pick myself up. I was subconsciously saying, I'm fine. So when I catch myself, I'm like, I'm good. Right, I'm good. And the next thing I'll be like, I'm great. And next thing I know, I remember, I'm awesome. And then when I'm phenomenal, that's when everyone's like, whoa, what did you have on the weekend, kind of thing,
Exactly, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Nkandu Beltz. I'm your host, and here with me I have Maggie Phan. Maggie is a Sydney-based entrepreneur, a traveler, and a radio talk show host. Welcome back, Maggie.
Hi, thank you for having me here again.
Thank you. And so let's continue the conversation. What are your aspirations? What do you aspire to be?
You know what? When last year when I started doing this, I had myself on a vision board on a talk show actually, and I'm here, you know. And I had a TED talk as well. I wanted to speak into one TED talk because that changed my life. So I feel like that's something that I wanted to pass on to, you know, like whoever I could inspire. Because if you know, I believe that that's how people change, not by force but by inspiration. So I wanted to do the same. And yeah, wonderful. Hopefully, you know, when I get to do that, then I can actually say that, you know, I did that. But yes, a TED talk, and just become a you know, a motivational speaker, and just really to leave the really a legacy for my kids to go after their dreams. You know, that because I believe that if I don't lead by example, if I just sit at home and, you know, in an office and, you know, just doing something that's not who I am, then I can't tell my kids to go and do what they want to do, because they will always do what you do and not what you say. And because I know that, I was like, damn, I have to lead. I'm like,
monkey
okay,
see,
fine.
monkey do. So when we talk a bit about, you know, motivational speaker, where do you see yourself going and why?
I think for me, I wanted to do it for the women. I think as women, I think we still have a lot to offer the world. I think a lot of us, like, we look at the men, and, you know, the men are out there making money, the men are there having their voice heard, but that women, we still have that stigma that needs to be home with our family, with our kids. You know, we gotta, like, it's selfish of us to, you know, go out there and pursue our dreams because we're leaving the kids behind. But what we don't understand is that we are the foundation of our kids, and if we don't do something about it, like, they are not going to follow. They are not going to do what they want them to do. So, you know, like, they and it's like what I always tell when my husband and I discuss, it's like, you know, if we want a different result, it's insanity to do the same thing to get a different result. And if we keep doing whatever our parents taught us and we don't like where we are, and we expect our kids to have a different life, they are not going to have a different life. They might have a little bit different than us, you know, maybe an extra property on top, but besides that, that's not going to be any dramatic changes. And then ultimately, it's going to be the unfulfillment.
So in a nutshell, you can still be what you want to be and still love your job and live an inspired life.
Correct. And then the kids is going to follow that. You know, the kids going to know that, you know, they are part of our world, but they are not like our world. You know, like,
exactly.
There is so much more to do.
They're not the center of the universe.
They're not the center of the universe. They are themselves in their own center of the universe.
Exactly.
And they've got to take control and full focus of that. And that's when happiness comes in. I think we are unhappy because we feel as if somebody else is controlling our time. Somebody else is controlling our money. Somebody else is controlling our kids. And we don't have control. And that's when we are not happy, because no one likes to be constrained, you know?
No, but that has to be a huge shift in the thinking of one's,
Exactly, right? And then that's the reason why I knew that I was not gonna get out of my problem using the same thinking that got me into it. So I had to have a different philosophy. I had to start reaching out to the people that was having the lives that I want. I had to reach out to the people that, you know, have, I feel like they have a solution to what I have. And I knew that, you know, it's like going to the gym, like, they can show me what to do, but they can't do my sit-ups for me. You know,
you need to put in some effort in there.
Right? So I just knew that once I knew that the confidence thing, because I thought initially, you know, that mindset that either you're born with or you're not. And then when I realized that everything can be learned, that's when I started to want to grow. And I feel as if, you know, as I grow, I was a lot happier, because Napoleon Hill said, you know, success is a realization of a worthy ideal, and that worthy ideal was me. So if I was growing, success is growth, and growth is happiness. So the reason why I think a lot of us are unhappy is because we got to that stage where we go, you know what, I don't need to do anything anymore. I've got the house now, I just have to work the next 30 years off to pay for the house. So that's why people are unhappy. And I find that the unhappy people are the ones that put other people down.
So is there happiness, or the perception of happiness, tied to material wealth, or?
I think happiness is, for me, it has to come from within. Like, you know, before I was saying that I thought that everything was external. Like, I thought that when I reach a certain milestone, I'll be happy, you know, but I realized that those are the paths that, it was a comfort zone, because that's the blueprint that kind of given down to you, you know, and then you just pursue that, and then you think that then you're going to be happy. But I think it's the happiness comes in to realize that you realize what you want and you're going after it, and you're taking charge of your own life. It's a bit scary, but it can be done, because if you look to the people that have done it, they will tell you it can be done.
So with the Aspirations, so there's the motivational speaker, there's the TED Talk, which I can't wait to hear, and then also there's a book coming up.
Yes, I'm going to be writing a book, and I'm starting my blog. So I'm doing my website at the moment, and and also building my home business, which is in the network marketing, which initially that's another stigma that I had to overcome heavily in my head.
I know, but network marketing is the fastest growing industry so far. So why do you think there's a stigma attached to it?
I think it's because people it's really weird, because I think it's just in the past that people approach it the wrong way. So then everyone else that kind of got burnt from that had a really bad stigma with it. But what they don't understand is that it's just like any other profession, any other industry. You just, it's a personal development with a paycheck.
Yes.
So in order for you, like your business is an extension of you. It will not grow if you don't grow yourself. So, like if you go into it, like that's why I love it so much, because I love personal development. I love because it's transformed my life, to the max. And then that's why, and when I surround myself with all these people, I realize that they are so fulfilled and so happy.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, why is this profession has such a bad name? Is that because people are doing it the wrong way? They're being they're being spammy, they're being like pushy, and it's just the old sales tactic that they were doing. But to the real people that are actually doing it, it's like problem solvers.
Yes.
So that's why I love it so much.
Oh, that's really wonderful. Well, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I have Maggie here with me, a Sydney-based entrepreneur. So Maggie, what are some of the challenges that you faced in your business and in life, and how did you overcome that?
I think a lot of those challenges are actually in between my ears, because I tell myself that I can't do certain things. I tell myself that it's already if it's already good enough, it's already being done. And like a woman should be a certain way. It's just like all the stories of the belief that it was passed down to us. So my mom tried to domesticate me.
Yeah.
Like trying to make me throw another obstacle in my face when I started to be myself. And because she sees me going out there networking and all these things, she goes, no, you're a woman. You should be at home with your kids. So she moved out. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, fine, mom. I'm gonna try to get babysitting. So it's just, I think they're just not used to that. So I really, because I wanted to break out, and because I'm no longer fitting to their into their world, into the box that they were putting me in. They get scared, which is okay. But initially, I wasn't okay with that. Initially, I was really afraid, and I think that's what really keeps everyone stuck, because they wanted to kind of fit into, like, please everyone else, but then they're very unhappy with themselves. So there was a really good quote that Dr. John DiMartini said, that I'd rather live with the criticism from outside and praise from the inside, rather than the praise outside and then the criticism from inside, because when eventually the criticism from outside will become praises.
It's very true.
It's so good, right?
Yeah,
I love John DiMartini.
He's such a good guy, very profound. And so what advice would you give to our viewers out there?
I think you can do anything that you set your mind to, and it sounds very cliche, but I think that if you stuck wherever you are, you gotta be open to a different way of thinking. Because if you get out there to look for ways that won't work, you're gonna find it. But if you guys are gonna look for ways that it's going to work, you're going to find that as well. So it's like the information is out there. It's just the good and the bad is always out there, but just how open are you to solution? How open are you to fixing that problem? Because if you're not, then you're always going to be stuck where you are. And if you take responsibility for everything that happens in your life and know that happens for you and not to you, that's when your life transforms. And it definitely did for me, because that's the one quote that I know whenever challenges hit me, I just know that it's happened for me so that I can grow, because it's like there's no point being positive when things are going great. It's how positive you are when things are hitting the fan, right?
That's very true. Like one of my teachers says, nothing is in the way, everything is on the way.
Yes, correct. I didn't get that last year, but I got it now.
So the last question, what book are you reading?
At the moment, I'm reading Endless Referrals. So that's, you know, like not just the mindset, the stuff, but you know, if you build up the skills that you need, you're gonna feel more confident, because again, you know, the more skills that you have, you are preparing the winter, you're preparing for times that tough, that then you know that you're gonna get those skills and transfer it to use something else good. Whereas if I feel like since I quit my job, I feel like I live like I've done everything that I haven't done for the last like 10 years. The last 10 years, I've pretty much done one thing. For the last 6 months, I've done like hundreds of different things. I mean, I've traveled like 10 or 11 different cities already. You know, I've met like incredible people. I've hanging out with like million and billionaires, and it's just like, oh, they're all over the world, and like they're actually not the greedy and money minded people like I was told.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually the most loving and humbling, and they root you on because they have been where you were. And it's just, I'm just incredible. I just feel so blessed.
Oh,
and gratitude
yes.
is something I did not understand before, but I do get it now.
Oh, I'm so grateful that you're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Well,
I feel
thank
so
you
blessed.
so much for this conversation.
It's really good to be here. Thank you so much, Nkandu.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. My name is Nkandu Beltz, and see you next time.